Look.
Listen.
Welcome to Look, Listen with Geese and Guyera, Ellipses Taylor. It's episode 123. We're gonna
Wow. 1, 2, 3.
We're gonna discuss Pokémon Horizons 73. I don't know if you've noticed, but the last couple episodes, the last number lines up with the number of the number.
Does that give you anxiety moving forward that it's going to stop, or is that just exciting that it happened?
The second we switch to a Poketoons, we're going to mess up the whole thing. It's going to be ruined. Everybody, guys, this is a podcast about Pokemon and other things. Specifically, the Pokemon Horizons anime, which we're going to get into it in Pokenews of the Week. But they've announced the name for the second season of Pokemon Horizons in English. Just you wait. I'm steaming. I'm not happy about it because I don't know how to pronounce this. Normally, there's a third member of this podcast. Her name is Geese Peep. She's currently dying of several illnesses. She's been sick for days.
Shouts out to the avian flu.
Yeah, she's got the sinus and the mouth wounds and the can't get out of bed and the fainting and the who knows. Will she survive? Find out next week.
Is she eating glass?
I guess so. Biting the inside of her cheek. I don't know.
Old habit.
The old habits die hard. Guys, first of all, that's Taylor. It's Michael. It's me. First segment of the week for this podcast is What's New with Geese.
Peeping in on Geese.
Peeping in on Geese, that's correct. She'll go more in depth next week, I'm sure, but she went to Disneyland and she went to the Huntington Gardens in Los Angeles. So she'll go all on about that, I'm sure.
Wow.
She had a great time. It's so funny because most people who go to Huntington Gardens in Los Angeles, well, near Pasadena, they're looking at all the pretty flowers and all the art.
Uh-huh.
She spends 2 hours staring up at the birds, cataloging all the birds, pulling out her apps, recording the sounds. She found 5 new birds she's never found before. It's like she's starting a new Pokemon journey, a new Pokemon adventure, Pokemon Snap.
It makes sense. Like, birds are to flowers what fish are to coral.
Exactly, Taylor. Took the words out of my mouth.
I know you were about to say that.
We saw a bunch of I also went to Disneyland and Huntington Gardens with Geese Peep in Los Angeles. She came to visit, and there was a big bird fight, actually, when we were leaving. And I said, I'm not surprised there's a big bird fight in this beautiful, giant sanctuary for all the plants and beautiful artwork of the world and beautiful trees. I'm not surprised that warring bird clans might want to fight for territory in this great area.
Wait, was this like The Outsiders or what's the snapping one?
West Side Story.
West Side Story. Was it like a gang of birds or what do they call them? Flocks. I said it earlier.
They're squawking back and forth, yelling at each other, and Geese Peep said, "Oh man, this hawk is just saying, how did I get in the middle of all this?" Because the hawk was flying by.
So wait, you're telling me that geese can divine whether birds are angry with other birds or if they're talking to their own kind?
No, they were clearly fighting. It was a group of birds fighting. They were yelling at each other and hitting each other in the skies.
I've never heard a bird not sound like it's fighting.
Nah, these guys were. Sometimes they're having fun. These guys were not.
Did she get to see that obnoxious flock of bright green parrots?
Yeah, she likes the parrots.
Oh, sick. You actually saw them? That's awesome.
She did, yeah. She saw parrots. She got them cataloged and everything.
I hate those darn things.
Why do you hate parrots so much?
They're just, that particular flock in Los Angeles always used to stay next to a tree where I was sleeping. And it was so loud.
You slept in a tree?
Yeah. In Covina area. This was just 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, before dawn. And they would just get to squawking. So I would say it's the equivalent of warming up a car.
Oh, my God.
They'd just be like...
It's a great parrot impression. Taylor, I am so hungry, so let's go ahead and move on to Watch and Play and Eatin' of the Week with my food, I guess I'm starting with.
Yes, you are.
You know, you and I, everybody, name one person who doesn't know this. I'm a fan of the steak, egg, and cheese bagel. I order a steak, egg, and cheese bagel about a minute before breakfast the other day. Also a hash brown. Coincidentally, another man orders a steak, egg, and cheese bagel and a hash brown around the same time I am.
Sounds pretty normal.
Sounds pretty normal. My steak, egg, and cheese has extra onions, extra butter. He ordered his no egg, no sauce.
What? Oh, quick question from the audience.
Quick question before we get into the hijinks that are about to ensue in this McDonald's restaurant breakfast hours ? In the morning.
Breakfast bonanza is what we'll call it. This person ordered the steak, egg, and cheese bagel, no sauce, no egg?
That's correct.
So just one piece of meat between an English muffin.
Between a bagel is what the bagel comes with. They come with the bagel, not the English muffin. But yeah.
How far away were you standing from this very textbook example of a sociopath?
3 centimeters. Well, I mean, it has onions on it. He got onions, right? And cheese. The cheese would be on there. Yeah. The only thing he's missing is the egg and the sauce. Yeah. But, and we'll get to this later, every time he would say sauce, they would hear it as salt. He keeps saying no sauce, and they keep saying, all right, no salt, and they keep bringing him. Okay, guys, I'm just. Can I please let me get through this story? Okay, guys, just already you need to start to think breakfast hours are ending. They're running out of the ingredients to make these things, or they say they are. Who's to say? But we're ordering near identical meals. Just a little bit different on the substitutions, retractions, additions, right?
Toppings, yeah.
Toppings, yes. My man gets my order 3 times in a row, and they never give me the food. And each time he walks back to his car and then comes back inside angrier and angrier. Until finally he says, that's it. Why is this so difficult? Just give me my money back. And they try to give him the money back, and it's not enough. And he said, and I had the hash brown too. That's not enough. It's so funny because I watched them make my steak, egg, and cheese bagel and continue to hand it to him. And this entire process takes about 40 minutes. It's almost noon by the time they give me a steak, egg, and cheese bagel, and they hand me one without egg because he didn't want egg. They just keep, and I walk back up there again, and then they say, I can't, we don't have any of that egg anymore. And I said, you just had so many you gave to the guy. It isn't me. I said, when I brought up my steak, egg, and cheese bagel after waiting 40 minutes, I said, I do want egg. I'm not the other man. And the guy just yells back, hey, guys, double check those burgers. Like, that's what's happening. No, clearly because it's a near identical order, and they just keep giving him my sandwich. And eventually they say, yeah, we don't have that egg. And I said, I don't know how to solve this problem. And so then they somehow magically, with, I suppose, magic, create the egg and put it on. And I eat it. And the hash brown was so cold, so unbearably cold. Their apology was a Happy Meal-sized little French fries. As a, oops, we're sorry.
That's almost 15 French fries.
Yeah. That's crazy. That was, see, here's the thing, guys. He got angrier and angrier. I was finding it funnier and funnier, which is the way to go through life. That's my big tip to all of you. If something's going to be upsetting, just think about how it'll make a funny story later. Unfortunately, by minute 35, I was getting annoyed.
There's a threshold.
There's a threshold. I was going to type up a survey and try and get something, but then I remembered every other time I've filled out a McDonald's survey and they never answer, so I just didn't bother. And also I remembered how many free food I've gotten out of McDonald's, and I said, well, I don't want to risk them realizing how much I take advantage of them.
Yeah. But it would be so funny if they gave you a $10 gift card and that flagged your account and your rewards were just awful.
Yeah, that poor man, he didn't deserve that. He just kept being given my sandwich. Yeah. Also, in Disneyland, specifically California Adventure, the park next to Disneyland, since I haven't been there since 2019, so they've got a bunch of new stuff open, and we rode the Princess Tiana's Big Time Bayou Adventure, and we went to Blue Bayou Restaurant. Taylor, they put us at the very seat, princess style, by the water in the Blue Bayou, and it was so exciting. I know, it was so wonderful, so nice.
So sick.
Geese Peep was wearing her my first visit. We had incredible bread there. Oh my God, it was so good. and they opened Avengers Land in California Adventure. So I went to Pim's Test Kitchen where Ant-Man works, and we got a big giant pretzel and a chicken sandwich. But Taylor, the chicken sandwich, the bun is so small, but the chicken patty's so big.
It's hilarious, like Ant-Man.
Exactly. And also we went to Santa Monica because she wants to see the beach. And I ate a chicken parm at Bay Cities, which I've heard is incredibly tasting, incredible good food. Should have got something other than chicken parm. But two people in front of me both got a chicken parm sandwich. Taylor, do you think I have the ability to not order a chicken parm sandwich if two people in front of me order a chicken parm sandwich?
You could have looked at the menu. Were you holding a menu, or were you looking at the menu on the wall?
Their menus were all over the place, and you pull a number for cold stuff and walk over here for hot stuff. It was so confusing.
All you do is you hold the menu up, look at it thoughtfully, look back at the two who just ordered, put the menu down, and say, I'll have what they're having.
I should have, yeah. Also, so at the Blue Bayou, I ate a pesto pasta. It was very good. We ate Portos. Everybody in Los Angeles loves Portos. And amazingly, I realized that we were at the beach on a Sunday, and I said, oh my God, I've wanted my whole life to eat the Sunday roast at this British restaurant on the beach. And it was fine. It was whatever. Ye old king said. It was whatever. Had the Yorkshire pudding with the gravy and the meat, and it was fine. Whatever. Sick. Yeah. Taylor, do you want to discuss your watching, playing, eating before I discuss my quick watching?
For playing, I was really playing with my emotions. I participated in 2 different raid events in this area called Herman Park. If you're in the Houston area and want to play Pokemon, go to Herman Park. I had the most expensive raid hour of my life as my wallet got stolen when I had an abnormal amount of cash. So the 6 Palkias I cost me about $400.
So almost $100 a piece for each Palkia.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to figure out how to get my Los Angeles driver's license shipped to Texas because I can't change it. So
why don't you just mail it?
Well, they can't mail it, but they'll probably mail it to you, and then you mail it to me.
How about that?
Yeah, probably. Been going through the whole change my cards and everything. Now, given that I had more try that one again. Given that I had more than $400 in cash, I figured someone would maybe take the cash, leave the wallet. What do they need the cards for? They're excited. They got all my money. The holidays are right around the corner. You're welcome, thieves.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Within 20 minutes of realizing that I had dropped my wallet and I guess somebody had picked it up, there were so many charges and so much fraud alert.
Oh, my God.
And luckily, I had this conversation with one of my credit card's fraud departments, and they started the conversation about how you would expect when you're calling in saying, oh, there are these online charges that totally weren't me. So there was like a little bit of, or I'll say an equal amount of suspicion and trying to assuage my worry. So he's like, oh, yeah, and tell me what the last charges were. Oh, we prosecute everybody fully. And by the end of it, I had gotten him so worked up because of my lost faith in humanity. And he's telling me about scam stories where he's like watched people taking money from the elderly and everything.
Oh.
And we're both just seething on the phone together. Just like, I can't believe what people have become. It is. Yeah, it was great. It was great. Great recovery. Thanks, Charles Monk.
Charles Monk.
So I'm still waiting on several different cards, health insurance card, all of that nonsense. But on a very similar note, I got to see The Exorcist 3.
Oh, my God.
The sequel to The Exorcist. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with, what is his name? George C. Scott?
John C. Reilly?
Almost. George, I think that's his name. We're going to look at The Exorcist 3 real quick. Exorcist 3. Thank you, Google. Yep, George C. Scott is this older fella, plays the police detective from the first Exorcist. There were so many scenes where his antics in this legitimately scary movie, his antics, I was just expecting him to punch an old person the entire time. just randomly flying off the hinges, just going crazy. Turns out the guy who wrote The Exorcist and the sequel to The Exorcist, called Legion, this was his directorial debut. You can tell.
Guys, is Exorcist 3 the one that begins in Egypt and they're uncovering a tomb?
That's the first Exorcist.
No, don't lie.
Yeah. First Exorcist, so sick. The whole story is so sick because you have this guy going on in Egypt, uncovering tombs, as you said, and then you have this family just doing the little politician dance back at home. It's so interesting. I don't know if they were politicians or
who knows.
Maybe it's just a normal family at a school or something. I can't remember.
Impossible to look up.
There's no way to verify it, so I'm just going to guess not only Egypt, but also politicians. That could also be the omen.
So sick.
Blast of a time. Everybody go watch it.
Exorcist 3, everybody go watch it. Taylor, before I discuss my watch and playing, do you want to discuss Scrubs or New Amsterdam?
Listen, if you're going to watch New Amsterdam, just realize that the main character, he does this thing where every time he's talking to a patient, it's almost like he's trying to take a pause and
remember his lines.
Insightful. It's so bad, and he just... I haven't seen the lead of a show be completely humorous in such a long time, but the way I described it to Guncan, because this is what she's been putting on in the background while she works, it's like you're watching a Hallmark card. Not the Hallmark Channel, but you are watching a walking Hallmark card. That is New Amsterdam, the show. Don't watch it, just go watch Scrubs. It's amazing.
Wonderful. Yep, everybody go do that. In watch and playing of the week, this week, Geese Peep and I went to go see Wicked. That was fun. We were watching, because, Los Angeles and New York, they do the early screenings. First sneak peek.
Ooh.
So we go before it technically comes out, and all the showings are filled except for the 3D showing. And I say, well, guess we're watching 3D.
That's sick.
The movie starts. I am staring at a very blurry logo, taking the glasses on and off. Nothing is changing. There's a scene of Dorothy, the Tin Man, very blurry. I turn behind me and say, hey, are your guys' 3D glasses working? And they said, no. So I got up and walked to the concession stand and said, the 3D is not working. And she said, what movie? And I said, Wicked. And she said, which screening? And I said, the only 3D one. And she said, oh, okay. I get back, and Geese Peep goes on to tell me how hysterical it was after I left, watching every single boyfriend and every single husband, just these gruff people walk from their girlfriends and wives to all storm out and talk about how the 3D wasn't working. It was very amusing. But the movie itself, except for the first 5 minutes, which how would I know what happened?
Oh, they didn't rewind it?
No, they didn't rewind it. So Wicked, it was fun. It was a fun little movie. Good little songs. You're having a good time. Everybody's going to love it.
Have you ever seen it before?
I've seen it on Broadway, yes.
Oh, sick.
But here's the thing. For some reason, and I mean, people really in the know already knew this, but for some reason, well, I can think of a reason. In the marketing, they did not reveal that this is just Wicked Part 1. So the big title screen says Wicked, and then in real tiny font, Part 1. And then the movie ends on a big cliffhanger, and it says to be continued. And Geese Peep said, what? And I said, yeah, they didn't tell anybody. But yeah, I guess next year will be Part 2. Sure.
That seems kind of silly.
Nah, it's fine. I mean, it was already 3 hours long. So, I mean,
my God, how long was the play?
Well, the musical had an intermission. But musicals can be huge. But
how
let's look it up. Let's look it up.
That's wild.
Let's look. How long was the Wicked musical? Now, Taylor, do you want me to include intermission?
No.
Liquid. Why am I typing liquid?
Liquid. The liquid milk of magnesia.
Yeah, Gershwin Theater. Oh, the musical's only 2 hours and 45 minutes.
That's what I was wondering. I've never seen it, but I always assumed it was very short.
I mean, musicals aren't short. But
yeah.
It was a fun little movie. I had a good time. I recommend it. It's going to make a bunch of money. We also watched 5 minutes of Princess Diaries 2 because Geese Peep is a huge Princess Diaries fan. The sequel is so low budget. The CG, wow. I was laughing out of my mind. And so she got bored, and we immediately started instead watching her favorite new genre of videos, which she calls Man, which is just these two different people who review Las Vegas hotels. So one of them, and we just make fun of these people watching it the whole time. One is a British man who is so full of himself, and we're just laughing at him the whole time. And the other is this guy named Jacob Orth, which kind of sounds like an RPG character.
Jacob Orth.
But yeah, she has a great time watching these videos. We love it.
That's good.
That's good. Also played Dragon Quest 3. That came out 2D HD. Guys, that's an NES game. It's I don't know what to tell you guys. It's beautiful. It's pretty to look at. I'm just walking through the forest and pressing the fight auto button, hoping to get enough coins to buy a stronger sword. I mean, I'm sure it gets better, guys.
That's what I was. I just kept staring when they announced it, and I was like, "What? Why this one?"
Well, it's considered one of the best of all time.
Yeah, well, for when it came out.
I'm sure it's still great.
I'm sure The Birds was terrifying in theaters.
Taylor, Final Fantasy IV is good. Anyway, finally, it struck me yesterday because a while ago, I don't know if you recall from Poké News of the Week, but they announced we're finally and it was actually kind of funny because they announced this right after the big giant Pokemon leak, which we're not going to discuss.
Ooh.
Wow. They announced, oh my God, get a shiny Meloetta. We've never released this shiny. And it said, you just have to fill up all your Pokedexes. And I said, easy. All my Pokedexes are full. And then you click the thing and it says, no, you need to just recatch everybody again in the game. And
the dirtiest. They did you the dirtiest. You were so ready.
Well, I don't hear, guys, some people are complaining about it. The way I feel about it, I love catching Pokemon. I don't mind. But I've been putting this off. I always have a million things to do. And I said, you know what? Yesterday's the day. This is me yesterday talking. Today's the day. I sat down and I caught so many Pokemon. And I got through all of the base Paldea except for the Scarlet exclusives. I mean, I didn't have to recatch everybody. It's just I don't. It's hard to explain. It's like it needs to have a Pokemon that you caught specifically in a region, and then you put that in home. And then for the Kitakami and Blueberry dexes, you also need to recatch Pokemon that you already have, but it has to be in that region.
I don't like blueberries very much.
Blueberry Academy's sick. They got lots of biomes going on.
I'm more of a blackberry guy.
But anyway, I catch everybody I can in Paldea, except for the Scarlet Pokes, which I'll do later. And
catch them if you can.
Catch them if you can. Then went to Kitakami, caught, I think I only have a few more. The Kitakami, though, I got a little overwhelmed, I'll be honest, because I'm trying to just follow in order, catch them, but I'm just surrounded by so many Pokemon, and I can't tell if it's already in my home game decks. I had a good time. It was good. It was fun.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was good. Taylor, please tell us about your wontons and traditional Turkish food, please.
I'm also going to try telling you about Baby Driver.
Oh, Baby Driver.
So listen.
Taylor's 5-minute Baby Driver discussion of the week begins now.
Of the year, really? This is the best Baby Driver discussion in 2024. I go see Baby Driver in Los Angeles. Awesome movie. Love it. Recommend it to everybody. Everybody go watch it. Do it with a good sound system. I come back, see it with somebody, and I'm sitting there in the movie theater with all these people, and we're all waiting for the movie to start. Movie starts and just flashes black really quickly, and then picks up in the last 10 minutes of the film. I immediately realize what's happening because I've already seen it, and I scream out to everybody, cover your eyes. This is the end of the movie.
Fellas, stop watching the movie.
Very weird thing because I turned around and everybody's eyes were closed or their hands were over their faces. And it was just, I guess it's how God would feel because I just somebody screamed in a theater and everybody obeyed. It was really weird. Anyway, run out and they went and fixed it. But that's what your Wicked experience reminded me of. They rewound it, though.
Nope, they didn't rewind me, so sorry.
That's wild. Yeah, never going to be able to see it ever.
Yep. Taylor, do you need to discuss wontons before Poké News of the Week?
No, I had pretty normal food. I always try to remember that I eat so many darn places in Houston because Guncan is a big foodie and all of our friends are foodies. I'm just not a foodie. I think of everything as calories and macros. And I'm like, well, I'll remember this later.
Geese Peep was very impressed by my creation, which is a cheesy bean and rice burrito from Taco Bell, but you shove chili cheese fries inside of it.
Yeah. Chili beanie cheesy friesy burrito.
Exactly. Taylor, are we ready for Poke News?
I guess we're ready for Poke News.
This is hot off the presses. Breaking news. Guys, the Pokemon Go Max Out finale event is now rolling out. Runs from 10 a.m. local time, November 27th, through 8 p.m. local time on December 1st. Taylor, I have not been doing any of this Go Max Out. What have I been missing? What's going on here?
Oh, boy, you've been missing my atrocious RNG, is what you've been missing. I've already done 40 Zacian raids, 0 shinies.
Man.
And the same exact problem was going on with Palkia and Dialga, because when you caught them, sometimes they would have a special background, sometimes they would be shiny, and sometimes they would have their special move, which is what makes them so strong. So you have 3 RNG layers that you have to go through to get the ideal Pokemon, and then you have to worry about IVs. It was a massive disaster for anybody trying to grind this event specifically to play Master League. I'm just so sorry. We were all very upset. All very upset. Mighty Pokemon was incredibly fun. I did the whole weekend. I bought the pass for the Wild Out or whatever, the $11.99 pass. I was busy all weekend except for 2 hours, or maybe like an hour and 30 minutes. I meet up a group and we ran around the park. It was so sick. Sun's going down because it's the whole daylight savings or whatever. And this one guy is like, all right, let's go. Everybody warm your legs up. We're hunting Mighties. And everybody's using their Palkia Spatial Rend ability, which some people didn't have because of RNG. And he's walking so far ahead of each other in Hermit Park, yelling out Mighties. So I wasn't given this title, but I had echoer responsibilities because the group was so big. And at some point, he was yelling Mighty so fast that I couldn't understand it. So I just started going, and everyone was cheering, and someone would go, Electivire 100%, and everyone would go, ah! It was a blast of a time. If you did not have access to that specific environment, very unimpressive event.
Sick. Also, Sarah B reports, details have been released for the 5-star Terra Raid battle against Shiny Rayquaza. Also, there's going to be Shiny boosted outbreaks, which I love, leading up to this December Rayquaza. Can you just beat the game, Taylor, so you can get a Shiny Rayquaza? You know how fast I can beat Scarlet Violet?
So tell me everything I need to do to be ready for a Shiny Rayquaza Terra Raid.
Just beat the 8 dungeons. I mean, the 8 gym badges. Beat the gym leaders. I think. I mean, if I were you, I would also do the Sandwich Arvin quest line, so at least you can fly around on your boy.
Yeah,
I don't think you need to do the Team Star stuff, but that's not going to take long, guys.
Okay, I will.
What do you not want to get a Shiny Rayquaza?
Oh, we're going to San Antonio, and Lord knows I'm going to be doing a bunch of Scarlet and Violet during that stay.
Yep. Oh, speaking of Scarlet and Violet, next piece of news, Sarah B reports that Scarlet and Violet has now sold over 8.3 million units in Japan.
Wow.
Surpassing, guys, calm down, surpassing
Pokemon
Red and Green, and it's now the best-selling Pokemon game of all time in Japan. How about that?
Oh, my God.
A lot of news this week, apparently. Final piece of news. The worst piece of news. Pokemon Horizons Season 2. So it took them this long to get to Season 2. This is for English here. The search for, however you pronounce this word, it's Rakua in Japanese. In English, it's either Lakua or Lakwa.
Ooh.
I don't know, but it'll be in the UK on BBC iPlayer and CBBC January 2025. And I'm sure Netflix as well for the United States of America.
Rayquaza Rising is such a sick name.
The search for Lakua. Lakua. It's probably Lakua, right?
Rayquaza Rising. Come on. You can't beat it.
Can't beat it. Wouldn't it be, if it's Rakua in Japanese, wouldn't it be Lakua in English, right? Lakua?
They would probably, I guarantee that I'll give it a 40% chance of being Rayquaza.
Please, someone email looklistencast@gmail.com. Is it Laqua or is it Lakua?
Well, okay, so the basis for my assumption is that I think it's still either Requiem or Requiem or whatever you want to call the meteorite, which is based on Rayquaza.
But it's an L in English.
Well, I mean, the title is an L for all of us, for sure, but Rayquaza Rising was an unbeatable title.
Lacuium.
That sounds like the Lickitungue's evolution.
Licky. Laquium. Taylor, it's time to discuss an episode of Pokemon. Will you please tell me what happened last time on Pokes?
Previously on Pokemon, the gang almost see Kleavor.
That's so sick. And also, could you tell me the name of this week's episode in English?
Kleavor, the Lone Warrior.
Or in Japanese, Koko no Senshi Basagiri. What's Geese Peep's one-sentence synopsis for this episode, Taylor?
Geese would say, guys, will the gang meet Kleavor's challenge?
Meet his challenge, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Geese Peep, that doesn't make much sense. Guys, let's do it. We got the kids together. We got Perrin. We got Fritos. Let's track more Kleavor scratches on rocks.
The whole time I'm watching this intro just thinking, man, nothing happened last episode.
Funny thing is, not too much happens this episode either. Oh, look, Dot finds something on the ground. I imagine it's a black augurite, which is what Scyther uses to evolve into Kleavor.
Oh, interesting. Is that? I'm assuming that's like obsidian, right?
Yeah, it looks like obsidian. But Fritos just says it's a piece of his axe. One in the same question mark. Who's to say? I don't know. You tell me. Taylor, did you see Liko ready to roll? She's got her adventuring face on. She's got her ancient Pokeball belt.
I will hand it to her. She's very much taken the front of the line here.
She unzips Terapagos from the backpack. How's he breathing? I don't know.
She normally, there's the cracks.
Yes. So now all the kids and everybody approach a waterfall, and oh my God, a log falls from the top of the waterfall. And Taylor, what happens to it?
It gets sliced in a training moment.
By Kleavor! Oh my God, he's here! Theme song. And we're back from the theme song. Oh my God, it's Kleavor-kun. And Lapras immediately pops out of her ancient Pokeball, his ancient Pokeball, to scowl at Kleavor. Apparently they have some history. Who would have thunk it? They scream at each other.
Everybody was very concerned by this meeting and just saying, oh, wow, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe they seem like there's blood in the air, in the water, or whatever. The whole time I'm thinking, I guarantee these two are just going to have a friendly little sparring match and then be best buds.
Yeah, they're best friends. I mean, are all of these scars on Lapras from Kleavor? Yes. Are they best friends? Yeah. I mean, after a quick little ice beam and Kleavor attack and Captain Pikachu thunder punching some ice out of the way and Perrin backwards running away and photographing them, having a little sick battle. Yeah.
That was so sick. The whole time I'm like, I can't believe that in this moment she didn't just turn the camera behind her. She's actively running backwards.
Yeah, she wouldn't even be running, honestly, if probably Dot wasn't pulling her back, or Liko, who's to say. But yes, the two best friends in the world, Kleavor and Lapras, shake hands. And Terapagos is yelling hello at them, which is cute, right? Everybody loves Terapagos. Right, Taylor?
Yeah, but I thought it would diffuse everything much more quickly than it did, but yeah.
Yeah. So then Liko says, Kleavor, we're going to Laqua or Lakua. You tell me.
However you say it.
Yeah. Please join us. You know, me and the rest of the gang. I got everybody here. I got Arboliva. I got Galarian Moltres in here in my little Pokeball over here. You see Lapras? Look, it's Terapagos. Kleavor?
Wow.
So Kleavor stares at the young girl and runs away. Back behind the waterfall. After him, gang! They chase after the scary ancient Pokemon, and guys, we get a PowerPoint presentation already. There's a couple PowerPoint presentations in this episode.
I was laughing so hard. They needed a montage to climb up a couple rocks.
I want to see the budget so bad. I just want to know the time frame they have for each episode, and I want to see how it works in that office. Just, okay, let's animate this. Okay, you got that scene. Okay, so who's going to animate the scene of them walking, climbing up, going to the waterfall, and they have 12 hours left, and they say, boss, I can't do it. I need
the funny. I want to see like what the order of scenes is, because the end of this episode has plenty of good scenes that are well animated.
Yeah, we just need 3 .pngs. We're good. Taylor, your favorite little Pokemon's in the cave again, Noibat.
Yeah, just making weird. I was very surprised at the noise they were making.
Yeah, it was a fun noise. I just caught 2 Noibat last night to fill up my Kitakami decks. Guess where they are, Taylor? Kitakami. So me and Roy, me and the kids, same
place.
Same
place, same time.
Also, there's an Ekans in here. That's fun.
So are these Pokemon, like Kleavor hasn't been in his ball, Lapras wasn't in her ball, Arboliva wasn't in.
I think that Lapras is a man. I think that's a boy Lapras.
That Lapras is in his ball, wasn't in his ball. None of these Pokemon were in their balls. What on earth is the age of them?
They're hundreds of years old.
So Pokemon don't age?
That's a great question, Taylor. I think the ancient Pokeball's magic, maybe.
Okay.
Taylor, I have a quick thing to say.
Yes.
While they're in this cave. If Liko finds one more rock with a Kleavor scratch on it and acts surprised, I'm going to lose it.
Especially in this, at the point where she finds it, I believe the cave is mostly linear.
What is surprising? Keep in mind, everyone, this is post the meeting, Kleavor. What is surprising about finding a rock with Kleavor scratches on it? We've been looking at them for 48 hours straight. It's normal.
The funny thing is, they followed Kleavor in. It would be like if there was a fire spreading in a forest and you could see the fire going away in the background, and then you look at the trees and you're like, all of these trees are burned.
What a surprise. Very funny. We get an immediate additional PowerPoint presentation. Good stuff. At this point, Taylor.
Yes.
At this point, Taylor, the adults decide it's time to abandon the children. So Perrin and Fritos, we're running off this way, following Hisui and Growlithe. Kids, you figure it out on your own.
Yeah. I wish there was you know what? It could have been worse. They could have gotten lost again.
Yeah, luckily they don't. They somehow managed to find a cave exit thanks to Crocolore's fire egg, and they end up in a bamboo grove. And look who it is, Taylor.
No, there's no way I could ever guess.
It's a Pokemon, and he loves cutting bamboo.
No way. Because I couldn't guess based on the marks left everywhere in the episode. It's Kleavor.
Oh my god. Liko says, because Liko's real good at speaking all Pokemon languages, we've discovered. She says, it appears Kleavor wants to test us children. Go, middle starter Pokemon! Magical Leaf, Stomping Tantrum, Air Cutter!
I was just thinking, we've been very harsh with Florigato's design. It is so much better than the other ones.
Probably why she evolved first.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Kleavor blocks all the attacks. Everyone, all at once attack him. Flame Charge, Liquidation, Acrobatics. This is for you listeners. They're going to say those 3 attack names a lot of times. I'm not necessarily going to repeat those attack names a lot of times, but these children sure do. Quite a few times.
This is an episode where they just don't know what to do, because the first episode should have had this content in it.
Probably. Kleavor blocks all the attacks again. And Dot says, oh my god, our only option is to do chip damage.
Yeah, something like that.
Quick, Pokemon, use the exact same moves again. Use my same audio clip. Reuse animations.
Use more of the exact same thing.
Then Kleavor runs off backwards. People love running off backwards in this episode, by the way. But he does look kind of sick. Jumping into the bamboo woods. Dot, like always, comes up with a little battle plan. Okay, guys, we're going to attack from all sides, all directions, land, sea, and air. We're below him, above him. We're going to figure this out. Oh, my God. Turn on the sick music. We're going to get Kleavor this time. Kleavor does a pretty amusing face, by the way, when their plan doesn't really work. It's good.
It's all... I have no problem with this interaction. They just they just repeat the exact same interaction 10 times.
Yeah, they do. And then what appears to happen is Kleavor kills them all, and we get a commercial break. We're back from the commercial break. Oh, thank goodness they survived. And get back up. And Roy says, we can't land a single hit. Retreat, everyone. And then as they try to run away, Kleavor surrounds the forest in rocks in a very powerful... He makes so many rocks over such a wide area, he looks more like a Dragon Ball villain than a Pokemon. Like a
lot of that, yeah. I could see that.
Then we cut to the adults yelling for the children in the cave. Liko, where are you? Oh my god. Then cut back to the kids. Crocalor, a new plan. I want you to make it really hot, and I want you to flame charge to the max. And what we're going to do is, okay, I don't know if you've ever seen Futurama, but as we all learned, this is much like filling a balloon with too much air. We're going to get pieces of bamboo. We're going to make it hot, and with the air in the bamboo, it's going to sound like popcorn, and that's going to distract Kleavor while the other Pokemon attack it.
The funny thing is, Crocalor flame charged directly into a stick of bamboo earlier, and it just kind of thwacked him.
But now he's really trying.
Yeah.
Low kick, Quaxley. Quaxwell, I mean. Oh my god, Crocalor breaks through the rock barrier. That happens later.
That's fine.
Guys, calm down. Just follow me for a bit. This all happens pretty quick. The popcorn move, and now I guess Kleavor's retreating again. He jumps over the rock barrier. Crocalor breaks through the rock barrier with a little flame charge, and oh my god, look, it's Fritos. Everybody's here. What a heartwarming reunion. We're over halfway done with the episode. This episode's not a lot happens, guys.
It's padded.
It's padded a little bit. Pokemon use the exact same 3 moves again. Oh my god, Kleavor uses Stone Axe. He's too strong. Or is he, Taylor? Says Liko as she realizes that he's perhaps on his last ropes, or whatever the phrase is. What is the actual phrase?
Last leg.
He's on his last leg. He's at the end of his rope. Florigato, Terrastalize. And the rest of you too. Yeah. Put on the sick choir music, because now we're really meaning business. This is the end of the video game. This is near the final boss kind of music. Attack, everybody. Did you, Taylor, when Florigato charges towards Kleavor in her terrestrialized state, did you see the animation I never thought I would see in Pokemon? When Kleavor impales the cat?
I laughed so hard because there was this really weird pause that wasn't like Florigato reacted in a way where I was like, oh, Florigato died.
Yeah, it pierced her in her stomach.
And her eyes got wide and she stared at the rock shard protruding from her.
I was at a loss for words, and then they just made it like little cartoon and made the rock disappear. And I thought, okay. Another funny thing happening right now, I don't know if you noticed this, but Crocalor is singing to the tune of the background music, which was fun. I enjoyed it. Everybody, all attack Kleavor. Oh my god. We're doing it. Nah, Kleavor, look, he's still a strong Pokemon. He hits them all with one fail swoop, I believe is the phrase. Knocks them all out of foul. Knocks them all out of their terrestrialization, but still, guys, I think we did a number on this Kleavor. And,
we did it.
And then it fast forwards the timeline. 15 seconds? An hour? I don't know.
It can't be very long because Kleavor hasn't moved.
Yeah. It's definitely later, maybe not sunset yet, but everybody's eating food and getting potioned, and then Kleavor just walks away. Liko stares at Kleavor and says, I think he wants us to follow him. I say to myself, Liko, where'd you get that idea? But I guess she's right.
Yeah, just Pokemon Whisperer. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. And they reach the top of the mountain, Kleavor's mountain. Oh, look, from where we're standing, we can see Crystal Pool from the other episode at the peak of Oni Mountain. And then, and then Kleavor breaks open a rock or a tree or something, and an ancient Pokeball falls out. Is Kleavor about to go in his Pokeball? Not before we go back in time, because it's time for a Lucius flashback.
Ooh, Lucius flashback of the episode.
Is Terrapagos making this flashback, or is Kleavor?
I'm going to guess it's Terrapagos. And I'm also going to remark that somebody who made this episode has a very weird fascination with violence.
Yeah. Terrapagos does his famous Lucius flashback, and we're taken back in time. Ooh. We see Lucius protecting Kleavor from angry villagers that tied him up. Lucius then convinces Kleavor to join his cause. We're all traveling to Lakua, and we're all going to have a great time.
It was real funny because I was like, the classic misunderstood creature in the forest who's been harassed by the villagers incorrectly. And then Lucius cuts him free, and I'm like, another addition to Lucius's gang, because he's the only one who didn't judge Kleavor too. And then Kleavor tries to kill Lucius.
Very funny scene. Lapras pops out to protect Lucius, and Lucius says to Kleavor, I see you're not done with your rampage yet.
Would you like to join my team?
I'll have you fight all sorts of things.
Yep.
And Kleavor says, yeah, all right, I guess so.
It was funny because he was like, you got to test yourself, whatever. And he says, we're trying to find a peaceful paradise. And I'm thinking, like, okay. I was all for Lucius being this mysterious cloaked figure that presents mainly as a silhouette. Learning more about Lucius, he's not too bright.
Nah, he's fine. There's gonna be so many training grounds for that angry Kleavor. You're not gonna believe it. Also, more mysteries arise in this flashback because who is Ristal? Who's he talking to? Who's Ristal?
I thought it was Terrapagos.
Well, that's maybe a thought I had, but the kids sure don't act like that's the case. Because
there has to be some kind of forced mystery.
Yeah, well, there's probably a new character, Ristal. Actually, Ristal's probably, if you watch the intro of the new season, Rayquaza Rising, you see some new characters. I bet Ristal is one of the new characters. Okay, now Kleavor's going to get, we're back to present day now. Kleavor's going to get in his ancient Pokeball. Perrin photographs Liko, and the Poke adventure music starts to play on up. Oh my God. We're finally cutting to sunset, thank goodness. My favorite time of any episode. Taylor, Perrin announces she's leaving the gang. They're leaving Kitakami. She's leaving. Time is money. But luckily she promises not to blab about Kleavor and Terrapagos and all that. She's not going to show those pictures.
I am glad they showed that.
Don't worry about that. All right. See you later, Perrin and his Suey and Growlithe. Well, we'll see you.
Yeah, we really made some memories.
Yeah, me and you guys. Then we cut to the next day? Question mark? It's got to be, because it's past sunset. We're on the branch of Olivine. I think Florgato's maybe snuggling up in Liko's bed, and something is rapping on Liko's window. Who could it be, Taylor?
Shouts out to Grandma.
Oh, my God. It's Grandma Squawkabilly. Is Grandma here? Immediately, the episode after both Taylor and Geese Peep say they want Grandma to come back. Now, that's fan service.
Yes, it is.
To be continued. The episode is over. Let me take a sip of water before we get into Frito Seminar of the Week. It's now time for Frito's Seminar of the Week. Oh, my God. It's all about Kleavor. Who would have guessed it? Fritos reveals that you can tell how strong a Kleavor is based on looking at its axe. His little axe hands. How chipped are they? That's how many battles he's been in.
They were saying that quite a bit.
Yeah, they love that. Then we get a little animation of Captain Pikachu and Kleavor sparring while a Bombardier chuckles mischievously, drops some rocks on them, and then Kleavor and Cap immediately deflect them, hit the bird, and it goes flying and goes blasting off again. So it was fun. I'm sure these people would have loved it. This is an okay episode, I guess. Right, Taylor? Right? It's good.
I mean, they're really trying to get us on technicalities, I'll tell you that, because technically there was more about Lucius. Technically, massive thing happened because they got another one of the 6 heroes. But technically, it was the most boring way they ever could have done it.
Yeah, battles weren't anything special. Was there anything cute that happened?
No.
Huh. So you're telling me the battles weren't sick, nothing cute happened. Were there any laughs? We laughed, right? There was a good laugh, right?
I was laughing as the battle just repeated itself several times.
Oh my God. They did 2 PowerPoints. They act surprised over a Kleavor scratch.
Lucius almost gets murdered and then invites that person onto his team without any change in mentality.
I'm giving them an extra point for when Florigato was punctured through the stomach.
Yeah.
But then I got to take it away for then and just magically Rock disappears, right?
Ah, man, it was flying so high for such a short time.
Huh. Taylor, what's your score this week for this episode?
Because they recruit... this can only happen 6 times in the anime. So they have to get a significant score. Oh, my God. Just imagine if Harry broke one of the Horcruxes by stepping on it accidentally.
Doesn't that happen? Didn't they like eat one or they couldn't find one or something?
Oh, I guess that was a Horcrux earlier. That's kind of how it felt. It was just rinse and repeat the whole time. I don't know what maybe they had like a big company party. And that's where they lost all their money. And people were drawing the episode on napkins.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. What's your
score? Someone said, hey, storyboard this fight. And they just drew a circle.
Taylor, what's your score this week?
I'm going to give it a 6.
A 6.0. Okay. All right. That's pretty low for Taylor. What am I going to give this episode?
It would be a lot lower if they hadn't recruited one of the 6 heroes.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. Guys, okay. I'm not going to go as low as 6 because sometimes I watch an episode and I go, oh, this is a bad episode. Like that episode where it was the exact same plot we get every episode. This episode, guys, what am I going to give it? Does it have redeeming qualities? Yeah, I didn't mind it, right? I was watching it.
Name one redeeming quality?
I didn't have to take that many notes. So.
Ooh, that's good.
And multiple...
Not enough happened. That's the best part of this episode.
God, this episode, huh?
Yeah.
Well, 6.5, I guess. 6.5 only because the rock surprised me. The rock that impaled. Also,
I'm going to give this episode an extra 5.5 points for that rock impalement. 6.5.
Well, also, I do like flashbacks. It's kind of cool seeing ancient villagers get upset at the evil. And that, honestly, that is fun. You were, I don't know if you were complaining, but it is kind of a bit of a novelty that he wasn't just misunderstood. That's sort of funny that Kleavor immediately attacked Lucius.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, we're scraping the bottom of the pan for some good morsels, though.
Yeah, we're scraping. Sorry, guys, not great.
Like, oh man, the Frito Seminar of the Week was fantastic this week.
It was okay. All right. We don't recommend this one. Thank you for listening. Before we get into the wrap up, Geese Peep, since she's not here, wants to know, Taylor, all about your Thanksgiving traditions. I'm sure it involves Aunt Cindy.
Yep. Everybody's favorite Thanksgiving tradition is when we do our family prayer. And some members of the family do what I call dropping the mic and just... So she just goes off the rails, and we say the normal Catholic prayer. I can't remember what the prayer is called, but I grew up Catholic for those who don't know. And she just takes it extra. And she's like, I'm going to do another a cappella verse, everybody. So she's like, we all finished praying. I'm going to pray again. And then we all kind of sit there and listen. And we have our cranberry sauce. I have a big thing. I don't really like Thanksgiving dinner too much. Don't much care for turkey. So that's kind of a buzzkill.
Wow.
Canned cranberry sauce and eggnog, get out of here. Those are fantastic.
I've never had eggnog. Also, Geese Peep's mother's the exact same way with the prayers. She's even doing prayers at like other people's houses that don't do prayers.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. Do you watch anything for Thanksgiving? She also asked that, but I don't know if people have I know Christmas movies, but
Yeah, even Christmas movies haven't been that big. When we go up to Montana, we will always watch, of course, A Christmas Story, but nothing for Thanksgiving. They get really excited about football. There's normally some game between like the Corn Huskers versus the Wheat Fellers or whatever the mascots are.
Is that the college team?
Yeah, definitely college pro level. For
That's
sure.
So sick. Unfortunately, I don't have Thanksgiving traditions. I see my family on Christmas, not Thanksgiving. So,
but you guys have sick Christmas.
Sick Christmas?
Yeah, you guys are busy like 24/7.
Well, yeah, because that's when everybody shows up. So
that's real sick.
Look, Jackson and I got to get to Barnes and Noble. He's got to go to another Half Price Books.
I can go this year. I'm going to be in town for Christmas, not in Montana.
Oh my God, I don't believe it. So thank you, Geese Peep, for your question about Thanksgiving traditions. Taylor. Eating the cranberries. Speaking of Thanksgiving, though, Porto's, speaking of throwback here, they have a new potato ball full of turkey and gravy. Geese Peep and I are both a fan. So how about that?
Oh, that's very sick. I don't like turkey, but that like conceptually, that's very sick.
That's very good. All right, it's time for the wrap up, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Taylor, you tell me I should say this in the beginning. I should have. I was watching YouTube and I noticed when the person on YouTube says hit the like button on the screen lights up. So I wonder if that happens if I say hit the like button.
You can do it at the very beginning.
Yeah,
just test it out.
Yeah, test it out. You can follow us, Look, Listen, Cast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Please hit that like button and leave a little comment, please, because that sends it to more people. Thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can follow him twitch.tv/KeithSquared. Shouts out Professor Ticklebits for the
boilerplate.
And the website, that's twitch.tv/prof_Ticklebits. Thank you to our supporters. I hope you can keep supporting. I got an email that said we're ending support January 2025. Hopefully there's a replacement. Please.
What a strange decision.
This is not the first time this has happened. They just keep... They used to pay us for ad edits, or I don't even think did we ever? I don't know. Anyway, they just keep removing stuff. Also, recommend this podcast to your friends, families. It's 0 swear words. So
no swears. Perfect for the holidays. Everybody gather, cozy up around the fire and listen to some 6 and 6.5 out of 10 episodes.
Yeah, everybody... Especially if you're in Turkey, listen to Look, Listen, Cast on Apple Podcasts. Apparently, we're on Turkey. Apparently, we're number 125 in the TV and film category on Apple Podcasts in Turkey. So,
lightning round. What Pokemon is number 125?
It's not Voltorb.
All right.
Let me see. Pokemon 125. Pokemon 125 is Electabuzz. I was cool.
I was very surprised at how quickly you said it's not Voltorb.
Yeah, it sounded like an electric type, but anyway. Well, also 25 is Pikachu. But anyway, guys, as Geese Peep would say.
Anyway.
Thank you to all the citizens of Turkey. We beat the official AMC Breaking Bad podcast, but not the Mad Men official podcast. So
we'll get there.
Everybody, please send your questions to looklistencast@gmail.com. We'll answer them here, and everybody will have a good time. It's time to say goodbye. Geese Peep, say goodbye 3 times. Taylor, say goodbye once. I'll say
goodbye. Goodbye. I can't do Geese. Goodbye.
All right, goodbye.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Peep. Thank you for listening to the Geese Peep Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company.